Are you calling?
I am. You're Elise, right?
Yeah. Have a seat.
Thank you.
How's your day going?
It's going pretty well. Been a little busy today.
Oh, cool. What you got going on?
Just, a lot of class, and then I picked up a work shift this afternoon, so I was in that like the middle of the day.
Cool. Where do you work?
Just at the Carillon Dining Center. I am the salad bar supervisor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming by.
Definitely.
I'm excited to get to talk to you more about the job. So what I was hoping we would do is I could just tell you more about grassroots campaigns and the position that we're hiring for, and what my experiences here have been, answer any questions you have. But yeah, I just was excited to see that you put your name down and we're interested in the thing. What made you excited about hearing more about this kind of work?
I have done some campaign work in the past.
Oh, cool.
I volunteered for a couple local campaigns, and then last semester I was actually helping to set up prep as a finance intern on an upcoming congressional campaign.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Who were the candidates?
Well, the big campaign was Angela Zimmern. She's the first woman in Northwest Ohio to be backed by Planned Parenthood. She's a minister, but she's super progressive.
Cool.
So she's just advocating on a women's healthcare and reform platform.
Are you from Northwest Ohio?
I'm not actually. I'm from Northeast Ohio. I live literally only 2.5 hours away from here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I have logged many hours in Ohio, but only during election cycles.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We feel real important every 4 years.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Completely. Yeah. My first campaign office was in Mansfield.
With the prison.
Yes, the prison, and I did not get to go to the haunted house. Though
it's a good one.
I heard that I flyered at the haunted house and thought desperately about going inside.
It's actually pretty terrifying.
I believe that completely. It was a great recruitment spot for talking about the elections.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it's really good. Cool. So you've done some campaign work. That seems like very relevant experience. Right. Well, let me just tell you about grassroots campaigns.
Okay.
Sort of what our deal is. So, grassroots campaigns is a national organizing group, like I mentioned in your class. We work on a whole host of progressive issues to fight and win victories. Everything ranging from protecting and expanding access to reproductive health care and abortion services, to protecting, fighting for more rigorous environmental protections, to working on LGBT equality issues, just a whole range of cool things. And the way that we've approached this is we're partnering with the groups who are really in the best position to make change on these issues. So, for example, on reproductive health care, we partner with Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they've really been at the epicenter of the debate, and you couldn't ask for a more consistent, visible advocate for women's health care. And we really think, looking forward, it's organizations like this that really are the entities that are most positioned to make change. So our sort of role in all of this is we run face-to-face outreach campaigns. The primary thing that we do is small donor fundraising. So, going out and talking to folks about the work that the organizations are doing, and asking them to become involved, building up the base and the resources for our partner groups, then also we do some other kinds of outreach programs like stuff that's more working to directly make change, so like ballot initiative campaigns or volunteer-driven stuff, and in elections, of course, we want to run big voter contact and
makes sense.
Yeah, but the year-round bread and butter thing is the small donor fundraising projects for our partner groups.
Okay.
So yeah, does that sound like work that you are interested.
Yeah, definitely. I really love like Planned Parenthood. Obviously, like on this campaign, I spent a lot of time talking about them when I was just like setting up stuff because she did receive that backing. So I'm really like dedicated to like the organization and the cause, just because it's a really big issue here.
Yeah, I totally relate to that. It's an issue that hits close to home too. I mean, I'm from Central Kansas.
Okay.
Actually, a town that is not all that different from Mansfield, Ohio. It's sort of an industrial graveyard little town, and you know, it just seeing what it looks like when you know, resources and education and just like compassionate care doesn't exist.
Right.
It's really heartbreaking.
It is. That's actually why I got involved with the campaign. Like one of my professors like emailed me that she was like looking for people and like a quick bio of her. And I saw that she's working with Planned Parenthood, and like being from Cleveland, like there's a ton of access to healthcare there. Like the world's leading hospitals there's a bunch in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then like I moved here and I just thought there was like a complete lack of education.
Right.
There are a lot of like poor rural women who are like having to cross state borders into Michigan to receive care,
Right.
which as an Ohioan, like it's sacrilegious to have to go to Michigan for anything.
Yeah. Right.
And that's just an added deterrent when it comes to like access to these things.
Yeah. I totally relate to that. I mean, so I moved maybe in the opposite ideological direction. I grew up in Central Kansas, and then I moved to Portland, Oregon for college.
Right.
And I just like the difference in the kind of, you know, education and access to resources that my peers in Portland had made it seem even more cruel and inhumane, you know, what people sort of lived with back home.
Right.
There's this sort of like suffering and silence about lack of access to women's health care. Yeah, so I totally relate to that. Well, you know, tell me more about yourself. What, you know, what are you looking to do after graduation?
I'm not quite sure yet. I know that I want to be involved in something like political, and I have, you know, a pretty good amount of campaign experience, so I figured that would be just like a good place for me to start, get my like toes wet after graduation, because I'm not necessarily looking to move like right into like a permanent position and like.
I see.
Not necessarily like not permanent, but not like, oh, you're gonna work here for 25 years. But like I want something that has like an opportunity for growth and like movement through the company, but maybe just also a chance to like work across the country and see a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of, I relate to that a lot as well. That's a lot of what was attractive to me about this job. You know, when I started with grassroots campaigns, you know, when I first started directing, it was to go off and work in the 2008 elections, and I was so on fire about the idea of just like going to, you know, getting on the plane, you know, with my suitcase packed for, you know, wherever, Florida or New Hampshire, you know, whatever, you know, wherever I was going to have the biggest impact, and, you know, having an adventure and, you know, just sort of seeing what I could do. And I really, you know, in my time with grassroots campaigns, I've gotten to work on a huge array of campaigns, and I've just been trusted with an enormous amount of responsibility. I mean, that first campaign office I ran in Mansfield was really early in my directing career, and gosh, it really tested me, but it showed me that I'm capable of a lot more than I, you know, realized when I started out.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something I'd be like really interested in pursuing.
Yeah, it seems like this could be something that's really up your alley. So, you know, I think you should just apply right away.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, how to do that? So, I'd like to actually just meet for an interview while I'm here on campus. We do a more formal thing. If you could send me your resume, I can take a look at that before we talk and hear a little bit more about the specifics of what you've done. It seems like you have some cool experience.
Yeah.
And then, you know, go through in greater detail about the job. And Yeah. Let's see. I have some time tomorrow at 4:30. Does tomorrow evening work for you?
About how much time is that going to take? I do have a work shift again tomorrow. It starts at 7.
Oh, that's plenty of time. Yeah. We've already talked a fair amount. I think it should take maybe 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely make that work.
Okay, great. Let me get you scheduled in. 4:30. Great. Well, let me give you. So this is the job description.
Okay.
And this is my name and email. I think you already have his contact information.
Yeah.
This is my contact information here at the top. And if you could just send your resume to me tonight.
Definitely.
Does tonight work? Would you be able to?
Yeah, I actually just updated it a couple weeks ago for like our first career fair of the season.
It's brilliant. If you could just shoot your resume over to me so I can take a look before we chat, and then just in terms of how to prepare for the interview, it'd probably be helpful just to check out the website, some information about our partner groups, just so you can come prepared, knowing if there's any specific questions you want to ask.
Definitely sounds good.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Great. I'm really excited to interview you.
Thanks. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, it was really good talking to you.
Cool.
Have a good day at work.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you later.